Welcome to a new series called Life of a Dilophosaurus. This is our main character, Redcrest. Right now, it's the dry season, and he is very hungry and very thirsty. And you may not believe it, but this was actually once a swamp, and now it's extremely dry. You can see here that plant eaters are looking for water, like this Triceratops. He knows that water is near here, but his footing is not helping him. Many different species of dinosaurs live here, and extremely exotic ones like this one here. This is a huge Therizinosaurus. This humongous plant eater is almost completely extinct. And this supersized giant, Ultrasaurus, roams the area as well. And predators as well also hunt this area, like this huge Ceratosaurus, which we will call Two-Toe, for both of his feet only have two toes on them. For he has been in many battles. He is an old and worn-out Ceratosaurus. He is the largest Ceratosaurus to have ever lived. He reaches an insanely large amount of 62 feet in length, which is extraordinary for a Ceratosaurus. The Dilophosaurus is hungry right now, and he does not see a lot of good prey items, unlike the Triceratops. The Triceratops is a perfect prey item. He's small and he's in the open. It's a juvenile. He knows exactly how to hunt. He has hunted many Triceratops. He hides in the jungle. This is the perfect area to hunt in the dry season. Triceratops is weak, and he's got cover while the Triceratops is out in the open. And the Triceratops is focused on one thing: finding water, which usually leaves him out in the open. And thankfully, he has found a good spot to dig, which is right out in the open. Perfect for the Dilophosaurus. He then runs out and strikes. He grabs the humongous dinosaur's frill and smacks him to the ground. And then scratches and bites it. But the Triceratops' weight manages to get the Dilophosaur off. But the Dilophosaur quickly bites his frill and brings him to the ground. And he quickly goes right for the Triceratops' jugular vein, killing it. He now has food, but the other dinosaurs here are as well hungry. Way over here is the largest dinosaur on the area. He's actually 33 feet, only 1 foot longer than Two-Toe. But he has also been in a battle. In fact, this T-Rex is called Half-Jaw, for he has gotten half of his jaw bitten off by Two-Toe. And he actually managed, while Two-Toe was kicking him before he only had 2 toes, he managed to grab one of his toes and bite it off. So, these two are mortal enemies. He spots a Stegosaurus, and this Stegosaurus knows to back off. The T-Rex is hungry, and he wants this Triceratops. Redcrest knows exactly what to do, but it's not to back down. Instead, he roars and shakes his head. His crest is one for good looks during mating season, and 2 to scare off enemies. He shakes his head to make it look like he's larger. The T-Rex is larger, and he has a larger head, and shakes it. He paws up the ground, making it look like he's ready to charge. But right now he would not dare to risk an injury. And the Dilophosaurus knows that he would never risk an injury, unlike Redcrest. He flashes his bloody claws from when he killed the Triceratops. The T-Rex stomps towards the Dilophosaurus, but this doesn't scare him. Now the Dilophosaurus is ready to strike. He pounces onto the side of the T-Rex, but the T-Rex's small arms make it so he cannot defend. The T-Rex finally runs off in pain. The Tuto finds this hilarious, for these two are mortal enemies, and decides to go fight this Dilophosaurus. Once again, the Dilophosaurus shows his bloody claws and humongous head, while the Ceratosaurus shows his large size and his big horns. Unlike the T-Rex, the Tuto would probably risk an injury. And you can see just the size of these two standing next to each other. Finally, the Dilophosaurus strikes, biting the Ceratosaurus' arm. It's a bloody battle. And he manages to shove Tuto to the ground before he doesn't have very good footing. And that's also a joke. The Ceratosaurus is now mad, and he uses his large tail, but misses. The Dilophosaurus manages to duck, and Redcrest strikes, biting the Ceratosaurus' arm once again. Finally, the Ceratosaurus backs down and walks off. Once again, Redcrest is dominant, for he is one of the few predators that he right now is the dominant predator and the rightful owner of this carcass.